Hello, welcome to our channel Learn to Score. In this video, I am going to solve exercise 4 of 10th class real numbers chapter. I hope you will like the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thank you. Question number 1 is prove that the following are irrational. We're given total 5 problems. We're asked to prove each of the expressions given are irrational. Let's start with the first one, that is 1 by root 2. We want to prove that it is an irrational number, right? To do that, we use contradiction method. So the proof is called proof by contradiction. We want to prove 1 by root 2 an irrational number, but we are going to make use of contradiction method. In that method, we start with assuming that 1 by root 2, the given number, is a rational number. You look at this. We said that it is a rational number. We assume that it is a rational number, whereas we have to prove that it is an irrational number. Got it? We know that any real number, for that matter, if you take, either it can be a rational number or an irrational number, right? Since we want to prove the given number as an irrational number, in the contradiction method, we say that it is a rational number. Got it? You know what does it mean by rational number, right? Rational number is expressed as a ratio of two integers, right? Let me write that. 1 by root 2. Since we are saying that it is a rational number, I can express it as a by b, where a and b are two integers. Got it? If I rearrange this, if I take cross multiplication of this particular equation, then what I get is root 2 times a equal to b, right? I can rearrange this such that I can write it as root 2 equal to b by a, right? We said that a and b are integers, right? It means b by a is also a rational number, right? Since a and b are integers, I can say that a by b is a rational number and b by a is also a rational number, right? As per this, since b by a is a rational number, since it is equal to root 2, what I can say is root 2 is also a rational number. But we know that root 2 is an irrational number, right? We have learned that square root of a prime number is irrational, right? Whereas this particular equation says that root 2 is also a rational number, right? This all happens because we initially made an assumption that 1 by root 2 is a rational number, right? That assumption is wrong. That's why actually whatever equation we got here, that is contradicting with the fact that root 2 is an irrational number. Got it? Since we have seen now that our initial assumption of 1 by root 2 being a rational number is wrong, what we can say is 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. Got it? We started with the assumption that 1 by root 2 is a rational number, right? But then this particular equation is contradicting with the knowledge we have about root 2, right? We know that root 2 is an irrational number, whereas this particular equation is saying that it is a rational number, right? That contradiction happens because of our initial assumption. We said that whatever initial assumption we made is wrong. That's why we can say that 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. Got it? Let's look at the next part of the problem, that is root 3 plus root 5, right? We want to show that this is an irrational number, right? Here also we go by proof by contradiction method. As per that, we say that, or we assume that root 3 plus root 5 is a rational number. Please note this. We want to prove this to be an irrational number, but proof by contradiction method says that you have to assume that to be a rational number. Now, since we know that rational number can be written as a ratio of two integers, let me write that. I'm writing it as ratio of two integers a and b, right? Root 3 plus root 5 equal to a by b. Let me rearrange this so that I can write it as root 3 equal to a by b minus root 5. If I apply square on both the sides, it can be written as 3, that is square root of 3 whole square, and on the RHS side it becomes a by b minus root 5 whole square, right? Look at this. I can write it as square root of 5 by 1. Now look at the denominators. One denominator is b and other denominator is 1. Their LCM is going to be b. Using that, I can rearrange this particular equation as 3 equal to a minus 5 root b divided by b whole square. Got it? This can be further rearranged and written as 3 equal to a minus root 5b whole square divided by b square, right? Let me rearrange this equation such that I can write it as 3b square equal to a minus square root of 5 times b whole square. Now look at this. This is looking like x minus y whole square, right? We know that x minus y whole square can be written as x square plus y square minus 2xy, right? Using that formula, let me expand this and write it as 3b square equal to a square plus 5b square minus 2a times root 5b. Got it? Let's rearrange this equation such that I can write it as 2 root 5 times ab equal to a square plus 5b square minus 3b square, right? When you simplify this equation, you can write it as 2 root 5 ab equal to a square plus 2b square, right? Now let me keep only root 5 on one side and rearrange the rest of the equation such that it can be written as root 5 equal to a square plus 2b square, that is numerator, divided by 2ab, that is the denominator, right? We know that a and b are integers, right? That's what we said. That's why a by b is a rational number, right? If a is an integer, then a square is also going to be an integer, right? If b is an integer, 2b square is going to be an integer. Similarly, 2ab is also going to be an integer, right? It means actually the given expression a square plus 2b square divided by 2ab is ratio of two integers. That's why this is called a rational number, right? As per this RHS is a rational number. It implies that root 5 is also a rational number. Got it? But we know that root 5 is an irrational number, right? Whatever we obtained here, it is contradicting with the fact that root 5 is an irrational number. Why root 5 is an irrational number? Square root of any prime number is an irrational number, right? Using that, you can say that whatever assumption we made is wrong. That is leading to this contradiction, right? So the initial assumption of root 3 plus root 5 is a rational number is incorrect. It means root 3 plus root 5 is an irrational number. Got it? Now let's look at third part of the problem, that is 6 plus root 2, right? We have to show that it is an irrational number. Here also we go by proof by contradiction method. As per that method, we assume that 6 plus root 2 is a rational number. If it is a rational number, it can be expressed as ratio of two integers, right? Let me write those integers a and b so that I can write 6 plus root 2 as a by b, right? Let me rearrange this equation. such that I can write root 2 equal to a by b minus 6, right? This equation can be further rearranged and written as root 2 equal to a minus 6b divided by b, right? Look at this. A is an integer, b is an integer. So a minus 6b is going to be an integer, right? The numerator is an integer and denominator is already an integer. That's what we said. B is an integer. So it is a ratio of two integers. That's why we can say that a minus 6b divided by b is a rational number, right? According to this particular equation, root 2 is going to be a rational number, right? But we have already learned that root 2 is not a rational number. It is an irrational number, right? So whatever we got here, it is contradicting with the fact that root 2 is an irrational number. It means whatever initial assumption we made, that is wrong. 6 plus root 2 cannot be a rational number. It means 6 plus root 2 is an irrational number. Got it? The next part is we have to prove that root 5 is an irrational number. We already know that square root of a prime number is an irrational number. It means root 5 is already an irrational number. We know that. But here we want to prove that root 5 is an irrational number. To do that, we'll go by the same method, proof by contradiction method. As per that method, we assume that root 5 is a rational number, right? It means I can write it as a ratio of two integers. Let me write that. Root 5 equal to a by b, where a and b are integers. In this particular case, I'm going to say further about a and b. A and b are not just integers, they are co-prime numbers. Please note this. Co-prime numbers meaning they will have only one, number 1, as the common factor. Please note this. When I say that HCF of A and B is number 1. Please note this. Let me rearrange this particular equation. Square root of 5 equal to A by B. That can be written as square root of 5 times B equal to A. If I take square on both the sides, it becomes 5b square equal to A square, right? I can rearrange this particular equation such that it can be written as b square equal to a square by 5. We said that b is an integer. It means b square is also an integer, right? A square by 5 is equal to an integer. It means 5 divides a square, right? For example, 2 by 1 is 2. It means 1 divides 2, right? Because when you say 2 by 1 equal to 2, 1 divides 2, and that's how we are getting an integer here, right? Same is true with 4 by maybe let me write 6 by 2 equal to 3. It means 2 divides 6. For that reason, we are getting 3 as the answer, which is an integer, right? If you go by that, a square by 5 is equal to b square, right? It is an integer. That's why 5 divides a square. Please note this. We have learned a statement in this chapter that says that let p be a prime number. If p divides a square, then p also divides a, right? Here we said that 5 divides a square. It means 5 also divides a, right? If 5 also divides a, it means a by 5 is equal to some integer. I'm calling that integer as c. A by 5 equal to c. This can be written as a equal to 5c, right? Now we have already seen that 5b square equal to a square, right? Let me substitute a equal to 5c into this particular equation. When you do that, 5b square can be written as 25c square. You further simplify this such that you can write it as b square equal to 5c square, right? Let me rearrange this and write it as c square equal to b square by 5. Got it? Since c is an integer, c square is an integer, that's why we say that b square by 5 is an integer. It implies that 5 divides b square, right? As per this particular statement, we can say that 5 divides b also. Here we have said that 5 divides a, here 5 divides b. It means 5 divides a and b, right? It means 5 is a common factor of a and b. But here we said that a and b are co-prime numbers and they have only one common factor, that is number 1, right? But here, as per the analysis we did, it says that 5 divides a and b also. That's why 5 is a common factor for a and b. This is contradicting with the fact that a and b are co-prime numbers, right? This contradiction happens because of the reason that we have initially assumed that root 5 is a rational number. That is incorrect. For that reason, we now say that root 5 is an irrational number. Got it? Let's look at the last part of the problem. That is square root of 3 plus 2 root 5. We want to prove that as an irrational number. For that, we are going to go by proof by contradiction method that says that the given number is a rational number. If it is a rational number, I can express it as a ratio of two integers, a and b. So I have written square root of 3 plus 2 root 5 equal to a by b, right? Let me rearrange this equation such that it can be written as root 3 equal to a by b minus 2 root 5, right? When you rearrange this equation, it can be written as, if I take square on both the sides, I can write it as 3 equal to a by b minus 2 root 5 whole square. Now you simplify this so that it can be written as 3 equal to a minus 2 root 5 b divided by b whole square, right? This can be further rearranged and written as 3 equal to a minus 2 root 5 b whole square divided by b square, right? Let me rearrange this equation and write it as 3b square equal to 2 minus a minus 2 root 5 b whole square. I can expand RHS such that it can be written as 3b square equal to a square plus 20b square minus 4 root 5 ab. Let me take 4 root 5 ab onto one side and rest of the equation onto the other side such that it can be written as 4 root 5 ab equal to a square plus 20b square minus 3b square. Simplify this equation such that it can be written as 4 root 5 ab equal to a square plus 17b square. Now let's keep only root 5 on one side and bring the other variables onto the other side so that I can write it as square root of 5 equal to a square plus 17b square divided by 4ab. Since we said that a and b are integers here, the numerator, which is a square plus 17b square, is going to be an integer, and 4ab is also going to be an integer. It means the ratio of these two integers is a rational number, right? As per this, since it is equal to square root of 5, it implies that square root of 5 is also a rational number. But we already learned that square root of 5 is an irrational number, right? Whatever the statement we got here, that is square root of 5 is also a rational number, that is contradicting with the fact that square root of 5 is an irrational number. This contradiction happens because of our initial assumption. That is square root of 3 plus 2 root 5 is a rational number, right? That is the assumption. That assumption is incorrect. Okay. For that reason, now we say that square root of 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. Got it? Question number 2. Prove that square root of p plus square root of q is irrational where p and q are prime numbers. Since p and q are prime numbers, we know that square root of p is an irrational number and square root of q is also an irrational number, right? We know that sum of two irrational numbers is an irrational number. We already know that square root of p plus square root of q is going to be an irrational number when p and q are primes. But that's not what we are asked to write. We are asked to prove that square root of p plus square root of q is an irrational number, right? For that, we go by proof by contradiction method. That says that we have to assume that square root of p plus square root of q is a rational number, right? It means square root of p plus square root of q is equal to a ratio of two integers a and b. Let me say that it is a ratio of two integers a and b. Let me rearrange this equation such that I can write it as square root of p equal to a by b minus square root of q. I can take square on both the sides so that I can write it as p equal to a by b minus square root of q whole square. This can be rearranged and written as p equal to a minus square root of q times b divided by b whole square. This can be further simplified and written as p equal to a minus square root of qb whole square divided by b square, right? Let me rearrange this equation such that I can write it as pb square equal to a minus square root of qb whole square. Let's use x minus y whole square formula so that it can be expanded and written as pb square equal to a square plus qb square minus 2a square root of qb, right? Let me rearrange this equation and write it as 2a times square root of qb equal to a square plus qb square minus pb square, right? You can rearrange this equation and write it as 2a times square root of q times b equal to a square plus q minus p times b square, right? Now let me keep square root of q on one side and the rest of the equation onto the other side. When you rearrange, I can write it as square root of q equal to a square plus q minus p times b square divided by 2ab, right? Since we said that a and b are integers, a square plus q minus p plus b square is going to be an integer and 2ab is going to be an integer. The given ratio is a rational number because it is a ratio of two integers, right? That's why the RHS of this particular equation is a rational number, right? It implies that square root of q is a rational number, right? But we already know that actually square root of q is an irrational number, right? Because q is a prime number. Square root of q is an irrational number, right? But whatever we have got here, square root of q is a rational number. That is contradicting with the fact that square root of q is an irrational number, because square root of prime number is an irrational number, right? It essentially means that our initial assumption of square root of p plus square root of q is a rational number. That assumption is incorrect. Hence, we say that square root of p plus square root of q is an irrational number. Got it? I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel Learn to Score. Thank you.